Hi everyone, back again with another video. This video is going to be about my recent library haul. As I mentioned in one of my other videos, my previous one, I hadn't done my huge library haul for the beginning of the school year. So these books are the books that we are going to use for the majority of our special subjects or special events and what have you. For the beginning of the school year. So I'm just going to go through them really quickly. They're not in any specific or particular order, but we are going to read Mr. Popper's Penguins, and actually we are doing a unit study on penguins. So I was working here, so everything's a mess here in the library. But here I have my penguin unit. So what's going to happen is my upper grades, the kids who are in 4th and 6th grade, are going to read this book, Mr. Popper's Penguins. This is going to be one of our guided reading books, which means we will read together. And my littles, preschool and kindergarten students, are going to study penguins. And so I have some things in here that they're going to do right along with that. I did purchase this from Amazon used. I'm trying to open it with one hand here. Sorry about that. I purchased this used from Amazon for about $4 with shipping. You know, I think it was like 40 cents. So it was like $4.40. Mr. Popper's Penguins, a guide for using Mr. Popper's Penguins in the classroom. So basically it has a lot of different activities and things that help to connect the book to real life and, you know, other things. And I think this is grade, from what I understand, this is supposed to be grade 3 through, I think grades 3 through 6 or something like that. So anyway, there's lots of different activities here that are based on chapter, that goes chapter by chapter. So we're going to really enjoy that. So anyway, that's Mr. Popper's Penguin. So each child will get their own copy of this book. I have 2 more on hold. I was only able to find one this go round at the library. So there are 2 others that I'm waiting for. Okay, and here is Black Like Me, My Black Me, sorry, a beginning book of black poetry. This I thought was very interesting, and I'd love to read some of these poems during our poetry time with the kids, so I picked that up. And this box, by the way, is definitely going to be where we're going to store all of our library books, just to mention that. It'll make it easier for us to, for me, to find the books that I need for the subjects that we're working on at the time, and also to keep track of the library books so that they don't get mixed up with the books that we already have. And I also have 2 other places here that I usually keep my library books. This says public library books. Kind of dirty and broken up. I'm going to have to fix that up. And this one, public library books as well. But these books are actually mine, so I haven't done my classroom over yet for this coming year. And I'm going to work on that this week. But anyway, Little Melba and Her Big Trombone. That's one. My 3-year-old would not leave the bookstore or the library without this Disney storybook. So I just got that for her to look through. She loves Frozen. Frozen is like, Frozen. Everything's Frozen for her. We Shall Overcome, a song that changed the world. I Too Am America by Langston Hughes. He's going to be one of the first poets that we study, the first African-American poets that we study this year when we begin our poetry unit. And so I picked these up. This one is The Negro Speaks of Rivers by Langston Hughes. Let me see if I can slant this and kind of go through some of these for you. Very colorful. Like the illustrations in that. This is for our unit on economics. We're doing a unit on savings, banking, you know, what to do with your money, that sort of thing. So I picked that up. This one is How Economics Works, Banking. So we're going to be discussing that. This is Show Me the Money, How to Make Sense of Economics. Okay, so that's going to go along with that. I happen to pick up Power Chess for Kids, Volume 2. More Ways to Think Ahead and Become One of the Best Players in Your School. So I thought that would be interesting to read. My kids play chess, so part of our curriculum. Chess is definitely a part of our curriculum. Going to school during the Civil Rights Movement, we are studying slavery through the Civil Rights Movement, and so I went ahead and picked that up. The Story of the Little Rock Nine and School Desegregation in Photographs. So this book is filled with tons of different pictures of that time. So I thought this would be great. We're actually going to create not only a timeline from slavery through the Civil Rights Movement, but also we're going to create a keepsake, a book with sort of like a lap book, but definitely not as young. I'll put it that way. Because sometimes we see some of the lap books with some of the flip pages and different things like that. So I'm going to do something just a little bit different for them. But I definitely want them to have a keepsake of the history that they've learned. One of my favorite poets, Shel Silverstein, Everything on It. So I picked that up as part of our poetry. Jump Back, Honey, the poems of Paul Laurence Dunbar. He's another one that we will study. And I have one of his books already. The Punctuation Station. I thought this would be great to go with our language. Adverbs by Kate Riggs. Adjectives. Verbs. And nouns. So this was going to go with our language arts. So when I go to the library, I'm very specific. When I go for my hauls for the beginning of the school year and any other time thereafter, I'm very specific about what I pick up, not just books because, oh, this is cute and I like this, but I try to get books that will definitely supplement and assist in my lesson planning and with our projects and things that we're learning. My People by Langston Hughes. Love this book. Look at the picture of those hands. Love this. The night is beautiful. So the faces of my people. Love this. The stars are beautiful. So the eyes of my people. Beautiful also is the sun. That one. Beautiful also are the souls of my people. I like this. I like that book. Okay, and my littles are going to do an author study on Ezra Jack Keats. So I picked up several of his books. I love Ezra Jack Keats. Goggles, Louis, Peter's Chair, The Trip. And I think I had one more somewhere in here. Okay. Now, one of the first guided reading books that we're going to do is Mr. Popper is not the first one. We are going to do this one, but it isn't the first one. The first one that we're going to start with is How to Eat Fried Worms. And what I've done is I've created an entire unit around reading that book. And so for science, the kids are going to learn all about earthworms, and we're actually going to have a wormery. We're going to make one. Oops, my pen fell on the floor. Didn't realize it was at the end of the table there with all the books. So sorry about the loud noise. Oh boy. Now I've got to pick these up. Sorry. Okay. Now, where was I? Okay. We are going to do a, we're going to build a wormery, and then we are going to put it in our compost. Then we're going to start our compost again. So I had a bunch of books. Well, they were all lined up. Now they're all mixed up. But I have a few of the earthworm books and books about earthworms, so we're going to do that with our How to Eat Fried Worms. I also have the movie to How to Eat Fried Worms and the comprehension questions and so forth. So we have all the different activities that we're going to do that goes with that book. And here's a poem book for laughing out loud. Poems to tickle your funny bone. I like funny poems. The kids do too. Yucky worms, that's going to go with that. Lily learns about wants and needs. That's going to go with our economics, money. Langston Hughes, poetry for young people. Langston Hughes. It's going to go with our poetry unit. We Shall Overcome, the story of a song. That's going to go with this. Money for school. Honey, I Love. I'm going to put that with that. Brothers and Sisters, Family Poems by Eloise Greenfield. So we're going to put that there. The Snowy Day. This was the other one with Ezra Jack Keats. The Snowy Day. Whistle for Willie. And Jeannie's Hat. And let's see. Through My Eyes by Ruby Bridges. And the last book we have is How to Write a Report. Okay, and that's pretty much it for my library haul. To start, I did get a couple of DVDs that are somewhere around here. Half of them I think are in the car because we watched the DVDs in the car, and the other half my son probably has somewhere. So I have to find those. But anyway, this is my library haul. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.